but you had a little tale about that song.
Yeah. Anyway, as we've said, quite every show we seem to have better chat off air than on air. Quite famously about this show. Maybe that's the slogan. But Dom said he recognised that song. He thought Tyson Fury sort of came out to it, and he's wrong. He's close. What actually Tyson Fury came out to was "Living in America" by James Brown, which Apollo comes out to in Rocky IV.
Oh yeah, because he wears the Apollo outfit, doesn't he?
Which would have been great little segment into Rocky IV if Cam was here this week. Point. Unfortunately,
he's ill.
Not.
Well, he says he's ill.
On the topic of Rocky, quickly, pretty much made you watch a little scene from Rocky III the other day.
Oh yeah.
From Rocky v Thunderlips.
Yeah.
That's the first time you've ever really seen anything from Rocky.
Yeah.
So I want to get your thoughts on it. I know Cam will be keen to hear.
Yeah. So we'll do. This is sort of a mini.
Extension on last week's Rocky 3 because that wasn't long enough.
Does it have a name, that feature, Rocky?
It's just called Rocky 3.
Oh right, brilliant. So we watched a little scene where Hulk Hogan, or is he called Thunderlips?
Yeah,
had a little exhibition match, was it, with Rocky?
Yep.
I mean, at the start, Mickey, is it the trainer?
Yeah, picking it up.
He's saying to Rocky, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but he sees Hulk Hogan coming in.
Yeah.
And he's saying just run, Rocky, don't fight him and stuff. I swear he says that.
Once the fight starts, he sort of goes, run. Before the fight, he says, let's pull this out, let's end this now.
Yeah, let's pull out now or something. Is it for charity or something?
Yeah, it's for charity,
he's just going to pull out at the last second.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this. What I found really strange was initially in the fight, Hulk Hogan's chucking him about and stuff and battering him. Rocky just keeps his gloves on. I don't know what's all that about. He's just making his punches weaker or something deliberately.
He's a boxer. You saw the start of the fight. He starts just jabbing his chest, going, "It's all right, it's all right."
Yeah,
just putting on a bit of a show.
But Hulk Hogan's allowed to punch Rocky straight in the face, whatever. That's fine. But Rocky's got to do a little jab with some gloves on, which I found really odd.
You say allowed though. It wasn't planned for Thunderlips to go mad like that.
Oh, is it not?
What's quite clear about they announced at the end he didn't, because he lost the plot completely. In the end, the announcer goes right, well, it's a draw, thank God, it's over. Because Thunderlips even goes in the crowd, starts fighting the police and everyone.
Yeah. Well, it sort of spills over into the crowd.
Yeah.
Why does this Thunderlips character hate Rocky so, or want to
As he's quoted, that's just the name of the game. Right. After the fight, unfortunately, YouTube cut it off, and I couldn't find it annoyingly after. After the fight ends basically a draw.
Yeah.
So you see Rocky's choking him, don't you? You saw that.
Yeah, he jumps on his back.
And that sort of just ends there. After that, and the fight ends, and he's like, "Oh, thank God! Right, it's a draw. We'll end that."
Yeah.
And sort of Thunderlips goes over, and then Rocky's like, "Why are you being so why'd you go nuts on me mental on me like that?" And Thunderlips just goes, "That's the name of the game."
Right.
And they all get Rocky gets the family round. They all get little pictures together, little Thunderlips, a little Polaroid.
What with that Adrian?
Adrian, the son, Paulie in there after Paulie smashing a chair on Thunderlips' back during the fight. Mickey's in there. I think they're all little photographs, lovely little picture, nice moment after. Quite a brutal fight, really.
Yeah, it was bizarre. The way it spills out of the ring and Rocky's jumping out to try and get to him, isn't he, at one point and stuff. And then he whips the gloves off.
Yeah.
To do more damage, I guess.
Yeah.
And then it gets back. Hulk Hogan somehow fights off about 30 security to get back into the ring.
Yeah.
And then
slams the ring.
Yeah. And then the announcer calls it a day.
I think you noticed it when we were watching it at the time. Is he said how does his wife Adrian sort of hear him in the crowd? Sort of when Rocky's been thrown out, he goes, "Adrian, catch me." First of all, Adrian's a tiny little woman basically, so how's she going to catch him? But sometimes me and Cam spoke about last week. Them two always hear each other one way or another.
When there's thousands of people there.
At the end of Rocky 2, Adrian's watching from home with Paulie, and Rocky's doing this little speech, and it's almost like they're having a conversation, so I love you too, even though they're not in the same sort of room. It's brilliant. They do have. That is a love for the ages. That I think that's proved.
It was a good. It was promising. I mean, it was as ridiculous as you've made out. I think it's like Cam always mentions that it is the ridiculous parts of it that are quite funny. I don't know. It is sort of over the top.
Yeah, Rocky One especially is a good film.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be daft.
No.
It's supposed to be a good it's a good story. Good background and everything. That's a good film, Rocky 1, and so is Rocky 2 to an extent.
Yeah.
Apart from he does a few advertisements in like caveman gear and stuff, and he can't read and stuff. He gets a little bit daft. But it's not as daft. Rocky 3, that Thunderlip scene gives you all you need to know.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a daft. And obviously Mr. T is just Mr. T sort of.
Oh
So you
yeah, I
can
forgot
see
he
that
rocked
bit.
up. Was he just at ringside?
Yeah,
Mr.
he
T?
fights him in the film, and he sort of keeps going like he keeps calling him crazy fool and stuff. And that.
Yeah,
And then-
typical. He has about 3 catchphrases. Mr.
They are
T.
ridiculous. They're brilliantly ridiculous. I genuinely do love those. Them films made me fall in love with boxing. I think they're just that good.
Yeah.
Because Rocky 4 is just a big montage. People would say, like it's pretty much non-stop. A little montage, a little training, then the big fight,
The Apollo Creed.
and then I'd say he even gets more daft. I'll quickly summarise Rocky 5. He trains. Do you know a boxer called Tommy Morrison in real life?
No.
He died of AIDS in the end, but he was like heavyweight champ. He was decent.
Yeah.
But they actually got a real boxer for this one, and they called him Tommy Gunn, and Rocky trained him. And then Tommy Gunn went to a different promoter for more money and stuff. And then Tommy was trying to arrange the promoter was trying to arrange them to fight in the ring. And then they end up fighting, having a street fight outside this random pub in the end, basically. So it's just ridiculous.
I should watch them before we
You will,
leave uni.
definitely. I think you'll enjoy them.
Yeah.
I've got the whole box set at home. James enjoyed Rocky 4 yesterday. He'd probably claim otherwise
You
now.
watched Rocky 4 with him, yes?
Yeah, he came and watched the last half an hour.
Oh, is that when that was
About the Cold
upstairs?
War and stuff, yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
And then Rocky Balboa, which is Rocky 6, the last sort of official Rocky, if you're not counting the creeds. Rocky's must be in his 60s.
Yeah.
And there's a current world champion called Mason Dixon, and there's a simulated fight someone does through like a game or something, and that Prime Rocky would beat this Mason Dixon. Mason Dixon's not having any of it. And somehow this Mason Dixon actually ends up fighting like a 60-year-old Rocky. It is just bizarre.
Yeah.
That's my least favourite of the Rocky ones. I think Cam prefers that one to Rocky 5, but they're not
they go
great.
downhill
Them
a
two. Rocky
bit.
1 to 4, great.
Yeah.
I like the Creed films. I know Cam's not seen them. They're good as well, but they're a bit different. So
He's not seeing them. Oh.
No.
I thought he'd be straight on them.
they're not
the
traditional
same.
Rocky films. They're sort of they're not daft by it. They're like sort of very serious boxing films again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, good little summary of Rocky. I mean, we've kept the Rocky theme up even with Cam being away.
Yeah,
I know I only watched that little 5-minute scene of it, but
hooked.
yeah, yeah, I need to get watching them, I think.
Yeah.